especially you if you're considered by our society incorrectly to be a throwaway. If you're of a minority or a particular class, or you know what I'm talking about. Somebody says, oh, look at this. Because you know how people are. Maybe and that could be an older woman trying to get a job after she's been out of the workforce. It could be a young person trying to move into something. It could be anybody. It's somebody who is not accepted. I got to say this right now. You know how people are. Having a love of words, logophilia, being a logodetal, being a logophile, but being able to say, here's a new color. It's like, remember Benny and Smith? Remember the crayons in the big box that had the little sharpener that never worked? And you opened it up and say, oh my God, look at these. Look at all these colors and shades. Magenta, evergreen, this and that. Oh my God, this is great. Those are what words are. New colors, new unendism. You can ask yourself, what do I need a new word for? That describes a paraphilia, people turned on by the smell of urine. What do I need that for? What do you need that crayon for? Here, give me your box. Here, give me that color. Yeah. You don't need it. You're never going to use that color. Wait a minute. Whoa. No, you're not going to use it. What do you need that for? That's what people say. What do I need geography for? Give me the color. Come with me. Let me go through your spice cabinet. You don't need this. You don't need that. You never use it. Next. This has never been opened. Throw it away. Wait a minute. I might use it. You're not using it. Next. You don't need that. You don't need that. Let me go through your closet. You ever worn this? You don't need this. But I want that. But you don't need it. Need it. We're going to go out to eat. I'm going to take your plate, knock half of it off. You don't need that. So what words do you need? What do you really need? What sciences do you need? What knowledge do you need? You don't really need anything. You don't need that. You don't need it. You don't need to exercise. You don't need to do that. You don't need to read. You don't need to go to get that surgery done, that vein stripping or whatever the hell it is you call it. You don't need that. You see my point? This is the personal message, not to you, but to the world. We love in this country to grovel in stupidity. Nuance is an orphan. It just doesn't. No interest, none. People will say, what the fuck? WTS, what the fuck? Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, you curse like a great. You're really funny. Why? Well, I could just hear you. What the fuck? What the fuck? Ooh, you said the F word about 30 times? Very good. Oh, you're very funny. You should be in the Michelle Wolf show. You're really funny. That's it. What you're saying is not exactly that particularly well thought of. All right, that's enough of the preaching. But what I said initially was I would go into schools, I'm going to say, you're going to do whatever you want. But if you're a young black kid and you're trying to get a job at Chase Bank, they're going to look at you and they're going to say, mm-mm. If you're a Latino kid, they're going to go, mm-mm. If you're fat or you got weird glasses, they're going to go, mm-mm. If you're too old, mm-mm. Too young, mm-mm. Society loves to tell you, mm-mm. You learn vocabulary. Throw some words into your quiver. Be able to express yourself in a way. I'm telling you, it hits them with a It's what was that? It's that much. And they're free. But what do we do in this country? What do? We mock you. Oh, it's true. We mock you. What are you using those words for? What are you doing with that? What are you doing with all those words? Stop it. What are you doing? What is the purpose of why are you doing this? The hell are you doing? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? All right, I made my Next question, stupid question. How stupid do those Apple ear things look? They look like Q-tips sticking out of your ears. How stupid is that design? And I'm thinking about getting them because I got to be able to walk around. I can't walk around tethered. And I've got the Beats thing around my neck, but that looks like I'm a coach from like a 7th grade PE coach. And those are okay, but whatever. But how stupid is that design? How stupid is that thing sticking out of your ear? I hate these people walking around talking to themselves. It's the most ridiculous thing in the world, okay? Just want to tell you, how many of you wear those? Do you wear those? Yes or no? Be honest. Be honest. Do you ever wear those things? Those things that stick out of your ears, those white little Q-tips? The worst, don't get them. Really? I like that. Should I get one of those? Bluetooth earbuds. That's what I wear. Bluetooth. I like those, get the big cost headphones. Everybody says no, yeah. Because I like to be able just to hear, I don't want to be tethered to this, but, be able to walk around. Interesting. Wait for the black ones. Wow. Interesting that you say that. All right, it's no big deal. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. Now, next, I'm going to go back to this. While we're on the subject, multi-gazillion dollar military-industrial complex method. Do you think this makes sense, yes or no? Are you happy about this? Do you think this is a waste of time? Is Trump buying these people off? Is Trump saying, okay, here's what I do. I play to my base. I know you're going to want to hear this, but I get to talk to the military-industrial complex, folks, MIC, and I get to tell them, here's what we're going to do. Here is what we're going to do, and here's how this thing works. I'm going to give you what you want. And this isn't going to make us better or anything. This is going to go to more infrastructure, paying buying material, but basically paying people off, more bribes and the like. I am absolutely a waste of time. David Kettering, I think, said it best. It's ridiculous. Now, if you're going to do something, you ready for this? They will probably, if one thing is going to get you dispatched by the MIC, if anything's going to do it, believe me when I tell you, it's to try to say, I want to open up once and for all the secrets that we have. Extraterrestrial propulsion. Very simple question. How many of you, I know this is we're going to get to Q in a moment, but this is important too, because this is a very passionate subject for me. How many of you have ever seen what we call a UFO? I know it's the wrong term. You want to call it a flying saucer, you want to call it an extraterrestrial biological entity, but you're not saying that. You just saw some crash, maybe an orb or something. How many of you saw something? Saw something where you said, that is not Venus. Look at this. That is not a weather balloon. That is not swamp gas. Look at this. Look at this. And you didn't call the cops. I never have. I don't think I have. I don't remember ever seeing anything. I've never seen an electron either, but look how many people. Lawrence Stahl says, they have shamed intelligence. Oh, if you can call it that. Remember, nuance is an orphan. JSR says, the director of 22 Miles was on earlier, speaking on CIA's, Special Activities Division. I asked the CIA contractor about them spooky group now going public. Yeah, I saw that. He was with Brian Kilmeade, who's, again, a child in that morning show. See, the CIA, that's all. That's what they are doing. The CIA what Ephraim to the Jennifer Small says regarding Apple earbuds, Google now busted for surveillance on public via Google Maps. Twitter, Facebook under attack, scrutiny for censorship. Will we get our privacy back? No. Never. No, Jennifer. No. Not only will we get our privacy back, will we get our concern over privacy back? Will we get our whatever you want to call it, concern, our you see, Jennifer, it's not so much that, it's the people who don't care about it. But here's what I want to go back to this UFO stuff. I'm telling you right now, 100%, 100%, not maybe, not likely, not, this is 100%. God is not 100%. Saints are 100%. Certain medical I'm sorry. It is not, because you can sit there and you can pray all you want, and to you it is, but there ain't no God that's going to show up and fly across the room at subsonic speed and then turn on a dime and then disappear. It just isn't happening. Maybe God doesn't work that way. Maybe God doesn't. I don't want to do that. I've seen TRB3 and aliens. Oh, that special design. Well, I'm not. And by the way, if you tell somebody that, you're nuts. They won't even listen. But I'm telling you, 100%, there exists a thing, and it's up to us to figure out what it is. But your government is doing everything in its power to keep you from it. How do you like them out? Your government is doing everything. When I say your government, I don't mean Washington. You think there's deep state? You think you know deep state? You ain't seen this group before. No. They are the deepest of the deepest of the deepest. This is the military / aeronautics / Boeing, science, DARPA. They're over here. Margot Rubin says, History Channel doing a series on Project Blue Book. Project Blue Book, remember number 14. Remember, Margot, this is what Stanton Friedman brought up. Read the official chart. I think it's special project number 4. I think it's 14. What about the first 13? Tim Finnegan says, weather balloon, my foot. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't want you to think, I'm not asking you, well, maybe there's somebody. No, not maybe. Quit asking. It's here. It's not a question. No, we're beyond that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Forget Drake equation, all that. It's not. It's done. It's finished. Stop it. You have to wake up, grow up, and grow a pair. And say, now that's enough. Now what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do? Space, this is ridiculous. If you want to talk about going to Mars, going to the sun, in a spaceship with men on it or whatever it is, and you want to use these stupid, ridiculous, solid rocket, please stop it. Enough. Now, all the other countries have done it. Russia, Chile, Iran, everybody. It's considered, but not in this country. Because believe me when I'm telling you this. You think saying certain things will get you canned, get you finished, get you done? You think there's censorship? Try this. Try it. Because think about this. You think Alex Jones is going through a lot? He is. Do you have a 12-string? What make? Do not have a 12-string. Sorry, do not have one. Fran Giannini Leonardo says frequent sightings around Wanakee, whatever. Oh, where's the Wanakee Reservoir in New Jersey? Oh, she knows that. Fran, there are. Listen, I'm serious about this. Now, the reason why I'm serious about this is one of two things. I don't care anymore about pretending to worry about ISIS and MS-13. Look, you don't want these people gone. I get it. You know who will never allow bed bugs to go out of business? The exterminating business. Eric Thaddeus Walter says, best explosion on moon landing, real versus fake, YouTube, Art Bell, R. Hoagland, Jay Collier, moon hoax debate. I'm not even talking about the moon hoax. I'm not talking about that. Listen to what I'm saying. You can be Alex Jones and they'll just shut you down. But if you go on a TV show and you say, there's people out there, they'll think you're crazy. No, I mean, they'll think you're like hearing voices and psychiatrically unsound. No other particular way of thinking goes that far. None does. Do you hear what I'm saying? None does. Alex Jones may think he's under the most draconian, and others, Alex as well. And it's true, and I'm not about to talk him out of it. But nobody's going to want to have him committed because of what he's saying. Joe Gallagher says, where was Q when DJT hired that cast of clowns when he entered the White House? Wasn't Q present and accounted for from day one? Joe Gallagher? That is a great question. There's a lot of Q. Like, why do you keep talking about these stupid subjects? Q, you're worse than Trump. Why is Q wasting his time on Bill Maher? Let me make this very clear. Who gives a shit? Have I made that clear, Q? Who cares? You're bringing up Roseanne, and I know Bill Maher said when about Michelle Bachmann. Let me see if I can explain this again. Who gives a shit? What are you talking about? Now, I'm not turning in my Q t-shirt, but Joe, you bring up a great question. Addison Bachman says, have you read Ezekiel 1:4-28? It describes God's flying vehicle. I have not. I have not, sir. Michael Fedler says, tell Mrs. L. Omarosa to be in vogue, LOL. They're kidding. She can't, she's still, she is, stick with the potatoes. We love the Spud recipe, Michael. Loved them. This is all still going crazy over Stormy Daniels in vogue. Still going crazy. Now, a couple of things. I want to say this and get this out of the way. For some reason, members of our group, we don't talk about it. Alex doesn't talk about it. Nobody talks about it. I don't hear anybody. The only ones, who do we have is Art Bell, bless his heart, who was, I think, the best. George Norrie, who is good, but he makes you sound, he speaks to you like you're stupid. And we have a guest on tonight who has seen a number of propulsion devices. Okay, all right. I was on him one time for like 5 hours on his show in the middle of the night, and I think I did all the talking. He didn't say a damn thing. I thought, okay. He took a nap, and I thought, that's enough. Then Rust says, Lionel, you're a hypnagogic jerk. Compliment? We no longer need the red pills. Thank you. Hypnagogia. Now, there is something right now which, I'm not going to belabor the point, but I want you from now on to just forget the issue of, I think maybe that there is a reason to believe that this vast earth is like, wait a minute, hold it. It would be like if you went to a doctor for infertility and the doctor were to say, the Lord's love is such that he, and you say, whoa, wait a minute, hold it. Doc, I'm not disputing that, but we're beyond that. We're beyond that. What are you talking about? Focus on this. It's real. It's 100%. And I'm telling you, it's the greatest, truly awe-inspiring thing. Tricky Vicky says, it's documented. Eisenhower met with ETs. Well, it's not really documented. There are people who said it happened. There's a lot of stuff, too, with Jackie Gleason that's kind of documented. Documented. But I know what you mean. He was pissed after that. In the papers, pictures of 6 ET ships appeared over the Capitol. ETs have shut down nukes. We know that. We've heard that. You're right about that. There have been ships. How about the Phoenix Lights? Governor Fife Symington, the governor of Phoenix. How about Rendlesham Forest? This is a military installation base. This is the place with nuclear-armed planes. And they're trusting this fellow, Lieutenant Hart, I believe it was, Lieutenant Colonel Hart, I think it's Halt. David Weirin says, Lionel, have you considered that aliens are from the spiritual realm? Maybe. That's what makes them aliens, another world and it's real. Maybe. That's nice. That's an alternate theory. That could be. We'll figure that one out. All I know is, whatever they are from, that's real. And I want to know how they fly. Vaso says, I won't go into details, just to touch base. Where you're coming from. A remote viewed the shooter in Florida, and they now call blur images. They somehow have the technology to block remote viewing. Fascinating. Mike Murphy says, cousin is an engineer at Wright Patterson for 50 years. Highly recommends 50 Shades of Grey's. Oh yeah, his son's blood. His son's blood A-? Interesting. Listen. I am telling you something right now. Just like when somebody years ago said, I think there are pathogens here. Why? Because these people are dying. When you cut yourself and you get that red look on there, and then it gets kind of pussy, I think there's little things going in there. That's what I think. And people were spot on. Their version of it, and I think it's the devil. Okay, maybe not the devil, but still, they got it right. They didn't know how to explain it, but they understood. Human beings know what they're talking about. You don't have to describe it or where it's from. You don't have to explain, well, why hasn't anybody ever talked about it before? Don't worry about it. This is the most ridiculous thing in the world, because nuance is an orphan. Nobody understands it. Nobody does this the right way. Nobody ever asks the right questions. They don't want to. The Americans, in particular, hate new things. Hear me out. They don't want you. They love to debunk stuff. But religion, all due respect, please, I don't mean any bad by. Oh, it's okay. You can say, do you know that this morning I prayed into the hairdryer? What are you, nuts? It was Jesus. Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm not, believe me, and you got to understand something. Your faith is your business. I'm not going to mock your faith. I'm not going to mock you. I understand it. I've been living too long to understand that there are some very wonderful people who have devout faith. Okay? But I wish you would give other people the same deference that we give you. Aaron King says, a few years back, traveling home to D.C. on a New Jersey Turnpike, I saw an object traveling at approximately 20,000 nautical miles per hour. By the by, my birthday is the 27th. Oh, Aaron King. The 27th. I wonder what that date is, huh? Tricky Vicky says, government factions have fought for 60 years of whether to disclose, and the main holdup is we can't handle the truth, and I believe that is true. Bullshit. Pardon me, not you, Vicky, but bullshit. That's their excuse for not telling you. Of course we can handle it. Chuck Pagel said, check out Nassim Haramein for alien stuff. We'll do that. No, Tricky. That's the oldest trick in the book. No pun intended. That somehow, we can't tell. Because people are going to run out into the streets. It's going to be War of the Worlds. Oh! War of the Worlds, excuse me. Mercury Theater was basically, what the hell is his name? Orson Welles saying, they're landing, they're getting up, they got death rays. That's a little different than they may be out there. That's nonsense. Well, let's go through this for just a moment. First and foremost, imagine if I sat down. Remember, in my movie, I'm going to bring one of these people in there. He's going to talk to you. She's going to talk to you. They don't have to. Remember what you know and invert it. Let me give you an example. In this country, the Earth is what? 7.5 billion years old? Something like that? 7.5 or 4.5? Let's say 7.5 billion. For the sake of argument. Arguendo, okay? That's 7,500 million years, okay? 7,500 million years. Now, if you were to say that there is another planet or star system, stop thinking planets. Stop thinking they go there and they hang out and they come here and they come here and they float around and anally probe and then they fly back home way across the... What is this? What are you, carpool? Stop thinking that they have to go back home, that they go to a planet and they land and go, oh, we just went to Earth today. Scared the hell out of some Kansas field hand. Did the anal probe thing. They hate that. Took a sample from them. I'm going to go back tomorrow. Doesn't work that way. Why do you think like that? We always think planet. These suckers move fast on ground. But if there was a civilization, a star system, a people, a group, whatever you want to call it, that was 7,501 million years old. 1 million years over us. Just 1 million. Now the story goes from 1903 to 1969. We went from the Wright brothers to landing on the moon. I know, but that's the story. Okay? Planets are not what they think they are, or what we think they are, Vaso. Interesting. So if there was a group of people, now, so for 66 years, you went theoretically from Kitty Hawk to landing on the moon. What do you think 1 million years above is going to do for you? Tricky Vicky says, aliens are varied. Some are spiritual, some are demons. 85% of them are malevolent. 60 to 80% different species. See the binary code, reply, crop circle. Tricky, whatever you say. Whatever. I don't know, everybody says, they're so nice. Excuse me. Excuse me. Talk to a cow about how nice being captive is. Ask, what do we do with any animal? What do we do? How do we handle anything that we consider inferior? We either eat it, corral it, kill it, pen it, look at it. We or domesticate it. We are horrible to the species. We kill it, poison it. Margaret Roof says, confirming UFOs validate all us aluminum hats. There's nothing aluminum about it. It's the oldest thing in the book, and they have been trying to denote it. Now, let me explain something also. If you want a motivation, people say, now why in the heck would somebody not want to tell people what's going on regarding it? Now, this is the best thing. I did a pitch one time. Ready for this? I'm not going to say, but everybody I talked to, they've now been fired. Thank God. They're so goddamn stupid, it's not even funny. But Mrs. L and I went, and we went around here, and I sat down and said, let me explain something. I sat around a table. I said, you probably are thinking that when you do a show on UFOs, you have that, the theremin, you know, and you have, you know that weird computer music? They always play, it's like a synthesizer. It's supposed to be bells and doo-doo-doo. I mean, you always do the same thing, and you basically tell people right off the bat, it's crazy. Would you do a show about that with cancer? Would you say cancer? Dun-dun-dun. You say, no. Why? Because you know cancer's true, and you don't want to demean the subject. But whenever somebody calls about spy, you got Art Bell, who I loved, who did more than anybody else. And they got George Nuri. Well, let's talk today about the Greys. Okay, thank you so much. Or Stanton Friedman, bless his heart. Or then these other people who are just, I can't relate to any of these people somewhere. We had a friend. I will never tell you this famous person's name. Never. We don't want to do anything to besmirch that good name, but you would know the name. No longer with us, and even in death. But this person said that this person, like I said, if it was a man or a woman, was definitely violated and you name it. Well, I got to do it. Impregnated, I think. Kind of gave that one away, but dead serious. Dead serious. Not kidding around. Now, what am I going to do? I think, I don't know about that. I want to give you the best advice today. The best advice. And that's Scott Fitzgerald said about people who are able to keep inconsistent things in their mind simultaneously. I want you to take an idea and just put it in your china cabinet or whatever you want to call it. Filing cabinet, china cabinet. Look at it and say, I don't know, but I think it's fascinating. Mikey Pressure says so-called aliens and UFOs are not from space. Well, could be. See, everybody does this. There are 64 different types of species. You got your grays, you got your swedes. You got your this, you got your that. 42% are maleficent. I can't speak that apodictically. I'm sure you can. I don't know. But here's what I think they would say. I think in my movie, we bring this guy out here, whatever it is. He goes, okay, I'm one of them. Now let me ask you a question. And I think the first thing you notice is he's not talking. Doesn't even have a mouth. And I'm hearing this because I like the gray. The grays are the ones we always think of. Spindly fingers, 4 fingers, 3, whatever it is, the head, the big head, the almond eyes, you know, that kind of stuff. Right? That's what we think. Laurie Carana says, if aliens are watching us, they're only seeing images from our planet from millions of years ago. Images of light and radio take a long time, but they're here. They're in a multi-dimension, a multiverse. They're saying, we're not looking at you from 20,000 light years away. We're here. We're not looking at, what is that? Jesus, look at that. It's the Civil War. No. I don't think. Maybe. But this person would say, let me ask you. Now remember, you're hearing, you go, that son of a bitch is talking to me and I'm not even. It's like he's got earbuds. Imagine if you went to the old days to the Civil War, walked up to General Grant. Yeah, I'm going to show you something. I'm from the future. Here, let me show you this. Put these in your ear. What is that? Trust me. This is hip-hop. What the hell is that? Well, it's different. Well, that's just 100 years, 150 years. Big deal. Imagine. Vaso says, want to see an alien rep? Take the famous black and white photo of Lyndon Johnson being sworn in and change to color. Look in the very back under the doorway. Interesting. We'll do that. Not saying it's not true. I put that in the china cabinet under. Okay, interesting. But here's what I think this person will tell you. I want you to look on your beautiful planet and look at the variety of animal life here. Just animals. Snails, fungi, camels, fish, birds, coelacanths, mules. How about mules, burros, jackasses? A lot of them you've created via breeding. But just zebras, dogs, pigs, fish. Pretty good, huh? Tricky Vicky says, I have a picture of a 140 million year old hammer. It's partially embedded in rock. Wood handle is petrified. 5 previous civilizations here. Extinctions. I like that. You know, the hammer is kind of like somebody said, I think we need something to break this shit up. I don't know about you, but, I got an idea. Why don't we take this rock? Hear me out, Dave. Hear me out. I think we can go like this. And Dave says, I think if we put a stick on it, we get some better leverage. I don't even know what leverage is, and I'm talking like that. Because Archimedes will come along later and verify. But going back to this point, they'll say, so let me ask you something. If you have this much variation here, what do you think is going to be like in the universe when it comes to different people? And your image will be roughly controlled by your particular environment, the gravity, where it is, the temperature. They're going to be a little bit different. Some are going to be taller, some are going to be shorter. Chief Bear says, polygonal construction of ancient sites. You doing to clean it up, Chief. Chief, you're amazing. For a guy named Chief Bear, you're on it. The guy from the other planet, the Critter, says, look at this. You have a Watusi. You have a Watusi. You have Manute Bol and Billy Barty. Now, how in the hell? And you want to ask me whether in the universe, this is on your planet. This is your planet. You have Watusi. You have 7 feet. You have Africans and Swedes and Norwegians and albinos, and you've got people with vitiligo and people short, fat. You've got, you're so varied that eyewitness testimony is the worst there is. And you're asking me whether we look different? Then, well, why aren't you all the same? You're not even the same on your own planet. How the hell are we going to look alike? What are you talking about? Margaret Groove says, OMG, there's an alien in the Johnson pit. I'm going to look. See what we learned? See what we learned? Margot? Now, alien, I like this alien. I don't think also that the alien thing, let me also tell you something. Let me tell you something quick. And this is what I found out. Kelly Morris Balgoni says, aliens compared to Atlantis, there is enough evidence to support a good hypothesis, just a lack of discovery. I like that. That's a very good point because I can have a hypothesis as to how something works, but I'm never going to prove it. We have a friend of ours, a young lady, who has been focused on aliens her entire life. Since a kid. You know, some kids like dogs, some kids like horses, or reading, or whatever it is. Music, piano, from the time this kid could talk. This kid was like this. Now, I don't know something, but I think our friend would say, remember that movie, Steven Spielberg? That was one of the best ones ever. Steven Spielberg knows. Steven Spielberg knows. Because he had, who is it? Not Hayek. What was his name? Oh, God. He had one of the ufologists. And most of them are deniers and skeptics and all that. Like that Michael Shermer. You know, the skeptics, the debunkers. But sometimes, don't be surprised if somebody says they were touched, they were whatever. Visited, touched, telepath, something. They were set on this, I don't know. Why is this kid always thinking about this? Why is this kid fixated with UFOs? And we're going to use that term, and I realize that what I'm saying is the incorrect term. Now, another one too is this critter, Gray. And he said, you call me a critter? I know. You're a critter. I know we're a critter. I understand that. And I said, by the way, where is your mouth? We don't eat anything. We don't eat. We're like a plant. You know, plants don't eat anything. Photosynthesis. That kind of an energy system. This guy would tell you, we know stuff. If we went right now, you say, give me your smartest people. Give me Edward Witten. You ever heard Edward Witten speak on supersymmetry? That will be. Give me your best. Give me your best. Your mathematicians, your best, whoever they are. I want to see Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's the first one. Can you show me him? Can you take me to Neil deGrasse Tyson? Why, critter? I want to talk to him. Why? Because he's a gatekeeper. You know about that word? I know about that word. Why is that? Because he's the one who said, well, why don't you bring back an ashtray? He actually said that. And he said one time that we know more about Bill Clinton's genitals than we do something and nobody can keep a secret. Barefoot Cavalry said, I grew up with Art Bell. His father was a Marine Corps lieutenant and mom a women's Marine drill instructor. They listened to space noise on Sundays. See, these people are connected. They're connected and laughed at. You ever see musical people? You ever see musical people who can sing, who can connect to music in a way that's almost, it's not even human. They're connected somehow. I'm telling you. I'm not. But they are. And this guy will say, I'm going to show you stuff, but I want to see Neil deGrasse. And say, you're a gatekeeper. So who was it? Who was it who put the fear of God in you? Was it the Hubble folks? Was it NASA? Because you know, and I can't prove this. I'm just saying this. I met him one time. He's a nice enough guy. He's done a lot. He's no Sagan, but who is? Sagan was the same thing. They told Sagan to say, let me explain something. You like doing what you're doing? Yeah. Well, that's because you have access to Hubble and this and Jupiter, and you've got all this stuff, and you're going to work with us on this. You know, spreading the love, this. We'll let you do your planetarium, your hidden planetarium at the Museum of Natural History. Go ahead and do that. Fergus O'Toole said, they scared me. You damn right they scared me. But if you think, Neil, that you're going to, if we ever find out you so much as hint, that there's something to this, we will drop you like a bad habit. Your card won't work anymore in the door. Nobody will talk to you. Nobody. Because you, here's the best part. We need people to think they are the only people here. And it's not because they're going to run into the street and go crazy. It's because of the following. Number one, there are folks who are conglomerate. They are, you know it, OPEC, oil. They don't want to hear anything about anti-gravitic propulsion, using gravity as a medium to travel, and to travel in an inertial bubble so you can turn on a dime. No. Not interested. Sorry. Got all this oil and all this infrastructure, and you ain't gonna tell us. You got it? Period. Why do you think the electric car? How is Tesla not, how is this guy not even dead? An electric car? Make them expensive. That's all we can tell you. And don't think you're going to be putting these charging stations as much around. We'll pretend you can do that. We have no interest in doing that. That's number one. Number two, military-industrial complex. Hey, NATO. Hey, Newland, Victoria Newland. Can I talk to you for a minute? Yeah. What do you think would happen if Russia and Crimeans and Ukrainians and the Stans, Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan and this and that, if Pakistan and India, Palestine, Israel, everybody said, what are we doing? We're all in this together, brother. We're earthlings. What are we doing? Fergus O'Toole says, yes, I've seen them. Fergus, I'm not. I believe you. I believe you when you're telling me the truth. I believe you. And you're just reading this. I'm just reading it. I believe you. Just like a jury says, I believe he saw the murder. I believe he saw the bank robbery. I believe that. It's all right. But do you understand what happens if all of a sudden we say, what are we doing? And we get real spiritual. It's like, what are you doing? Hey, pussy hat, what are you doing with that? Take that goddamn thing off your head. We're earthlings. What are we doing? Hey, Trump, space. I know, I tried to tell him about that space thing. Okay. What are you doing? What are you doing? And the best part is this. Hey, Tim Cook, I want you to meet my friend here. He wants to tell you a few things. Go ahead. Tell him. Okay, I will. Thank you very much. Hey, we can hear him. I know, I forgot to tell you. Telepathy. Huh? Pretty neat, huh? Forget your earbuds. How about that? How about that? We can talk to people. I don't have to talk to them. Tim Cook said, you can do that? Oh, yeah. I can tell you what to think, what to say. I can hear you. But then again, I don't need this. Maybe I'm not so crazy about that. So go ahead, tell me. Okay. You know that speed of light business? You know you say you can't go faster than the speed of light? Yeah, bullshit. I don't know where you got that one from. They would have... Now, I'm not a physicist. I don't even play one on TV. But do you know what would happen with that? Do you have any idea? Jesus Christ. She's making cocktails this early in the morning. She's drinking. It's that movie last night. Listening to those people talk to us fine. And Bambergers in New Jersey. Shut up! Anyway, that's not the point. Anywho, this is the greatest thing. Now, you'd also say, let me ask you a question. You think that watch Carl Sagan do this little experiment. Fergus says, yes, they use telepathy. Oh, yeah. Been around. Who needs to talk? Because humans think, well, we can talk. Talking. Talk's cheap, baby. Just send me your thoughts. Send your thoughts. The great, what's her name? Oh, the great Texas balladeer. Couldn't help myself. What's her name? Sarah Hickman. Did you ever hear Sarah Hickman? I couldn't help myself. Oh, can hit a note and hold it for a week. Dan Noy says, what makes you think ETs are organic? The aliens I've met live in my thoughts and think the June Taylor dancers are the epitome of civilization. Noise, we always knew you'd come along right now and just completely throw a cold bucket of water over the whole thing. Because you're in this together, brother, with us. You know that. You're a wild man. All I'm going to say is simply this. Now listen to me. Listen carefully. There are crazy people who've seen a lot of stuff that aren't ETs and all that. They're in the mix. There are religious people who are also crazy. That doesn't mean there's no God. There are people who think that somehow they're hearing voices, and it's like they're absolutely insane. There are folks who have been in the military and are so out of their tree, it doesn't mean that everybody in the military is crazy. You know what I'm saying. And they're going to call you crazy, and they're going to call you a lunatic, and they're going to call you a conspiracy theorist. And where does that, or what does that make you think of? Where have you heard? She is just throwing stuff around here like a wild woman this morning. Where have you heard that before? You're crazy. I know. You're nuts. I know. Bill Crowell says, he's talking about me again, like that. Bill Crowell's so paranoid that when he goes to a football game and he sees a huddle, remember that joke? He thinks we're all talking about him. It's an old joke. But where have you heard about this? You've been there. See, that's the beauty of you. I know. I'm crazy. Remember, SCTV. Sure, he's crazy, but what if he's right? And that's where you're great, because I can bring this to you. Soil Bottom says, never trust television science actors. Oh, yes. And here's one for you, speaking of Alex Jones. He never talks about that. What's that all about? People always said, oh, he's Mossad. Oh, he's Israeli. He's in, okay, I don't know. It's an interesting story. I'm thinking he never talks about that ever. How in the world can you miss this? What if somebody says, want to fly in one of these babies? Yeah. Well, first of all, you're too big. I can take a kid on this, but we'll see. We'll get a bigger model of it for you. We'll put you in. Now watch this. You're going to like this one. David wears his flat out polishing my tinfoil hat and starting to hand for it. Absolutely. That's what I would have said. Remember that? Doo-doo-doo-doo. I'm going to say, hey, we come in peace. You don't do this, do you? What is that? You can't do it because you eat plants. You don't have any orifices because you're a big plant. We do, and it's vocal. Now, what if this critter says, all right, you ready for this? Come on. Come in. Put this on. What is it? It's a suit. I know it's crazy. Trust me. Put this thing on. Might be a tight fit. That's the idea. Now, put this headband on. And what I'm saying, I'm not making this up. This is what people have said. I don't know if it's true. I think it sounds like a headband. Yeah, okay. Put it on. Now, sit in the chair. It's kind of like molded plastic. Put your hands on this thing. And I want you to think. Your body becomes a transistor. Your body becomes part of the unit. Your body was, and by the way, it looks like a saucer, but aerodynamics doesn't matter. We're not really, we want to kid down resistance, but we're not, don't even worry about this. Because, by the way, in space, people have said Bob Lazar, if you believe that crazy son of a bitch, he says they fly like this, but in space, environment, the gravity, where it is, the temperature, they're going to be a little bit different. Some are going to be taller, some are going to be shorter. Chief Bear says, polygonal construction of ancient sites. You doing the cleaning up, Chief. Chief, you're amazing. For a guy named Chief Bear, you're on it. The guy from the other planet, the critter, says, look at this. You have a Watusi. You have Manute Bol and Billy Barty. Now, how in the hell? And you want to ask me whether in the universe, this is on your planet. This is your planet. You have Watusi. You have 7 feet. You have Africans and Swedes and Norwegians and albinos. And you've got people with vitiligo and people short, fat. You've got, you're so varied that eyewitness testimony is the worst there is. And you're asking me whether we look different, that, well, why aren't you all the same? You're not even the same on your own planet. How the hell are we going to look alike? What are you talking about? Margaret Groove says, OMG, there's an alien in the Johnson pit. I'm going to look. See what we learned? See what we learned? Margot? Now, alien, I like this alien. And don't think also that